There are many questions that you would like to know if you are a therian. Many people that are watching this video might click on this video wondering if they are a therian or if they are anything other than that. I will share one of a lot of the main features that make you a therian, including some that can be rare but can be possibly happening to you. At the end of the video, you should be able to tell if you are a therian or if you are just a normal human. But just so you know, no one is normal, but I mean normal as in you're not really anything else other than kind of just straight, not a therian or anything. Some therians wear gear, which this is not something that is required for being a therian. It doesn't make you a therian, but it definitely is a nice way to express yourself. Now, what is gear specifically? Gear, as in therian gear, would be animal headbands that include any animal headband with ears, or anything animalistic like. And then you would find real tails, or sometimes fake, but most of the time you will find them, the therians, wear real tails. Tails that were taken off of an animal and was added with a clip. You will also find masks. They are handmade animal-looking things that you put in your face, which you know what masks are, so yeah. And other things include collars, sometimes even like candy, which I see oftenly on therians, so that's why I consider it kind of therian gear in a way. Now let's talk about the actual thing of theriopathy, also known as theria, therian, or therianthrope. Took me time to process that. Therians, known as therianthrope, have one specific feature that really honestly plays a big role. They have animalistic behaviors that are involuntary. Say you are outside playing with your friend and you out of nowhere bark or meow, depending on what your stereotypes are and which one you feel most connected to. It is not about your favorite animal. You do not get to choose if you were a therian, and it is not optional to choose your stereotype. You were born with that stereotype, and that's it. You were born a therian. I, sadly to say it, don't like dogs, or any canine, but I have 2 canines and 1 feline as my stereotype. Fox, wolf, and cat, as my main stereotype is cat. Therians also sometimes can experience shifts or heavy dysphoria, or really just neutral dysphoria, which isn't that bad. So dysphoria is where a human, a therian specifically, feels such a deep connection to their stereotype that they want to be them, and you really hate being human. Some people won't understand you, which is why it's probably best only to talk to other therians about it. Now, shifts is when your brain changes into the state of mind and transforms your state of mind into the stereotype that you shift into. It would be one of your stereotypes. It is not optional and choose whenever you want it to come. It just comes. Sometimes you can feel it coming and other times you can't. But if you do, there are signs like having the urge to make sounds as your stereotype and wanting to crawl on all fours, which is what really happens if you do have a mental shift, the main shifts. I've really explained the basics of signs you are a therian, signs that would only come to most therians. I mean, that's pretty weird if a therian doesn't have some of those signs. But it is always possible that they are a real therian and is not faking it, and still don't have animalistic involuntary experiences. But other than that, how can you get a shift activated? It is not recommended to do that, but it is always optional if you are really needing your dysphoria to be satisfied. So, some ways you can do is search up videos on YouTube or TikTok about your stereotype that you feel very connected to at the moment. You can watch the video, watch them make the sounds, and it will usually make you shift. It feels great when you let it go, but at the same time, it does take plenty of risks of possibly getting hurt and having the shift end. You will sometimes not even remember what happened, like your body transformed into that creature and totally forgot what happened. And some therians often try to have shifts and it works. And they don't remember the shift, but it was caught on camera, which is always sometimes useful if you feel shifty. Anyways, let's get into other topics about theriopathy. One last thing about therians. This is 3 optional things you can do as a therian. If you would like to, and you have a local forest that you are allowed to go to, you could always go there, walk around, and find a perfect little den for you. You can go to quadrobics near it and pretend to hunt. After all, it'll be the best place to connect with your own stereotype. Another optional thing that therians can do is enjoy themselves in the rain. Sometimes rain can cause shifts due to its freedom. Sometimes, if you want to, you can chase a bird. Sometimes at school, if in my free time, I will go outside and do it. It's quite fun chasing those birds. After all, it makes you feel a connection with your stereotype. Do not recommend, though, if you aren't the kind of therian who hunts prey and eats meat to survive. If you are like a rabbit therian, then I do not recommend hunting. You will not feel any joy. Instead, you might find more joy eating stuff like crops or carrots. And I guess I'll do 4, actually. You can also eat food that your stereotype would love to eat. But don't eat raw meat, though. That's definitely not a try-at-home thing. But you can eat meat, but eat your meat with when it's cooked. And if you're like a fox, I would recommend berries from like a woods. There are plenty of things that the stereotype would eat, but that's all I can recommend for now. Bye!